everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we are back for another brand new video. Today's our video, or tonight's video, we are here as always to break down, react and discuss the latest Rangers game. Now it was a Rangers game that probably wasn't good for the old ticker or these grey hairs, but it's very good when you have a wee look at this, people, as we have qualified for the knockouts with a game to spare. Cheap plug as always, but if you do enjoy the channel, why not help the channel by hitting that subscribe button? It's free, doesn't cost you a penny, and it just helps us on our way to hopefully one day reaching 55k. But regarding the actual game of football, the final score was Rangers 3, Standard 2, and another entertaining game of football from Rangers on the European stage, especially under Steven Gerrard. But let's just be brutally honest, right at the start of today's video, that was not a vintage display from this Rangers team that we are coming accustomed to seeing this season. It just wasn't. And you know what, despite being Sayer right in there, that isn't necessarily the worst thing that could have happened to this football team, because us as fans now got to see another side of this Rangers team, because when everything's flowing in the right way and everything's working, it's easy to do passing and look good and everything like that. But what happens when the passing isn't as crisp as it has been this season? What happens when the movement isn't quite as sharp as it is and we can't build up from the back and work our way all the way forward to score a truly incredible goal? What does the players do then? What do they have up here, and what can they go out there and do for us? And I think we got the answer to that today, because we got to see what this team was all about. And that's a team that can roll their sleeves up and work their absolute arse off. There's no egos or I'm too good for this or I'm not going to do this. No, everyone bought in and everyone was still running every blade of grass trying to make it happen. No one was hiding when things weren't going wrong, showing that they're brave and they've got a wee bit about them in the old Crown Jewels area of the park. And I was just so damn proud of that, you know, because I sat back and I'm thinking just for what to say for today's video, and I'm like, that's one of the most impressive wins of the season, because none we really tried for the majority of the game really worked out, but it didn't ever deter any of the players that was out there on the park. They stuck to this task, they still ran their pan in, and I'm so damn proud of that. And that right there is a massive, massive tick for me, and it's another tick on the European stage from this Rangers team under Steven Gerrard, who has now, been in charge for 40 games, and he's only lost 5 people. That's scary. Think back to where we were when he walked in the door to what we are now. What a job him and the staff are actually doing for this football team. And FYI, Connor Goldton's actually played all 40 European games under Steven Gerrard. That right there is mind-boggling. But before we go any further in today's video and actually speak about the game recap, because trust me, there is a lot to break down and discuss, I want to just take a brief little moment at the start of today's video to give a wee tip to the quarantine cap to Alan McGregor, who has now broken Barry Ferguson's all-time European record for Rangers, as he now sits alone on 83 appearances for the club. Frightening. And it genuinely couldn't happen to a better guy or a better football player, and he did have his moment in this game as well to be big for Rangers, but that's getting way ahead of ourselves. Let's dive into this game of football then, shall we, and speak about how the game started off. And again, as we've already alluded to, it was not pretty to start, and Standard did come firing at Glasgow Rangers, because they actually took the lead in the 5th minute of this game, whilst our defence was actually getting praised by Ray. By the way, bit of a commentary curse there. The ball gets switched over, Tavernier goes out to me, it's a nice wee pass in, it drags Connor Goldton out from inside our box, and they whip a ball in. And listen, it's a very good cross in, it's a very dangerous place, but I do think Balogun should actually make it a wee bit more difficult. Shouldn't be allowing the ball to come in there, and Barisic actually gets beat to the ball. So wee bit of defensive mistake for both BB and Balogun there, but it's 1-0 and it's the perfect start for Standard. Now, I'd personally love to say after that goal went in, we responded and we came out firing, but we didn't. People, I'm not going to sit here and BS. It did take us 30 minutes to grow into this game of football, just get the football down and start playing it. But once we started to do that, you could see there was gaps here to take advantage of, because even in our near misses and half chances we were creating in round about the 30th minute, you could see it and you're like, right, there's definitely goals in here. And that actually leads us perfectly into the 39th minute, again with that bit of passage of play, some good movement from Scotty Arfield, who does a beautiful dummy, some good work from Morelos. It eventually goes out for a corner kick, and when you've got a guy like Tavernier on one side, Barisic on the other, set pieces are always going to be vital when things aren't exactly clicking in a game, and it was the exact same here in the 39th minute where Barisic steps over, whips in a wonderful corner into the old mixer, but who's there? Connor frickin' Golden to meet it perfectly, throw his big noggin on it, and it's perfectly buried with the header, by the way. It's a bona fide bullet into the back of it, and that makes it 1-1. You think to yourself, yes, I can stop sweating now. We're back into the game. Let's go, Rangers. That lasted 46 seconds because they literally scored from... They scored a kick-off goal against us. If that was FIFA, I'd be throwing my controller across the room. But anyway, it's a wee bit slack from us. A quick free kick again. Kind of similar to what we done versus Benfica a couple of weeks ago. Not switched on, not alert to the quick free kick. They get the ball out wide. Now, it is a wonderful cross. And if Tavernier done it, I'd be sitting here singing the praises. So, full credit to the boy. Whips in a wonderful cross. But Balogun has a swipe at it. And Tavernier, who I've given a lot of credit to this year, actually sleeps on this one as he lets his runner go in behind Connor Golden. It's a tap in. As the laddie literally sacrifices his crown jewels, people, he runs directly into the post. Now, I don't know what I heard there, but it sounded like something like this. God, I can't keep that in. Moving on, the guy does score a very, very brave goal as he runs directly into the post. But you're thinking to yourself, that is so slack defensively from Rangers that it almost is unrecognisable seeing the defence beaten by a simple ball right into the old mixer. But thankfully, that period around about this time is the game really started to swing into gear. And for where the majority of the half was kind of standard sort of passing the ball about, for the last 10 minutes Rangers really grew into it and it was going back and forth, flowing pretty nicely, and we end up creating another couple of opportunities. One of them where the ball falls to Scotty Arfield inside the box, whose half volley does go over, and you're thinking to yourself, didn't let it be one of these days for the Glasgow Rangers. And it kind of looked like that because just less than 2 minutes after that opportunity for Scotty Arfield, Ryan Kent is out in the wing and does a beautiful dummy himself, which allows the ball to fall directly into the path of Tavernier, who's powerful running, gets him forward, whips a nice little ball back to Arfield again for the cutback, but he whiffs his shot, and you're thinking, no Scotty, no anybody but Scotty doing that. But eventually, from that clearance, from that scuff from Scotty Arfield, Golden ends up winning the header, gets it back into the mixer. Kamara, wonderful bit of skill at the edge of the box with a little back heel, and Kamaru tries a snapshot that is well saved by the defender using this hand right here. Now, I'll be brutally honest, when I saw it I did shout handball, but it's one of the Ians that you think handball, but you're never ever getting them. And the referee ended up signalling for a corner, and I'm thinking that's the handball if there was VAR. That's what I was thinking to myself. I was thinking back to George Edmondson versus Bayer Leverkusen, but I thought it was going to be done and dusted right there. But eventually, after speaking to the linesman, the fourth official, whatever it was, the referee changes his mind and gives the penalty kick. And again, is it soft? Absolutely. But would it be a penalty if VAR was there? Yes. So there can't be any complaints because it happened to us before, and it's going to happen constantly with these new rules. And you know, son, Tavernier was made to wait quite a long time before he could take his penalty because Standard were going absolutely off their nut at this penalty kick going off, and I just thought that was so ironic that the team that was literally screaming for everything, and not only that first half up to that point, but for the rest of the game, is actually moaning about a handball penalty, because there was a point where Tavernier clearly knees the ball down, but they're all gone. So I just thought that was funny that a team that would literally scream handball if there was a guy opening a Capri Sun in the stand is pissing and moaning about handball given against them when it's clearly hits the guy's hand. I don't know why he's gone like this. We can all see it. Anyway, Tavernier eventually gets the step up, and he's got a bit of composure here because he does have to wait a very long time, and he actually slips when he's taking it. But the way Tavernier is playing at a level that he's playing right now, it actually slips, and it makes him hit the penalty even better as he just hits it lovingly into the roof of the net, and that brings it to 2-2, and that eventually leads us into the end of the half. And you're sitting back thinking, I've not seen us play as bad as that in a while, but that is a sign of a very, very good football team that we can play as badly like that on a European stage, people, against a team that has got good players that's fighting for their life, but yet still going in not getting beat. And you might be thinking to yourself, was that the turning point in the game? I don't actually think so. I think the turning point happened in the 56th minute of this game, where we actually have a throw and we pass it to Scotty Arfield, who's far too lackadaisical on the ball. They nip the ball off him far too easily. They skip by Stephen Davis, two of our most consistent players, I would say. Pass in behind Connor Goldson and he's in, but it's another fantastic save for Alan McGregor. And I just think back to that game of football, and it was at that exact moment that I thought Arfield took his game to another level, and I just thought every other Rangers player really woke up there, and McGregor was there when we needed him the most. That's why he's went and able to break this European record. He has that moment for us, and I genuinely think that save right there sparked us and changed it around, because from that moment it was us, and we could and probably should have been clear. Because you look at it, within 5 minutes after that massive opportunity and massive save from McGregor, Rangers start piling people forward, start putting pressure on. Kamara and Ryan Kent is so vital for this goal, especially Kamara, because he just doesn't stop running. He continues to push them back and back and back until they need to clear it. And then Stephen Davis, who was struggling at that point, is there, reads it, passes it in to Ryan Kent, who finds Glenn Kamara, and it goes to Glenn Kamara, who does a wonderful no-look reverse pass back to Ryan Kent, who's bent his run perfectly, and he's in behind the defence. What's he going to do now? Is he going to try a flash shot? Is he going to try and just whip the ball to Morelos? Is he just going to try and put the ball in an air? Not, because he gets his head up, showing his composure, finds Scotty Arfield, who is there yet again, despite scuffing one in the first half. Didn't he put him off? He's there, exact same place, exact same time, meets the ball perfectly, and it's an absolute wonderful finish for Captain Canada. That actually kind of reminds me, by the way, we do need a thumbnail for today's video, so if you want to join in, jump in, you know exactly what is needed. 3, 2, 1. But back to the actual game of football, 64th minute, 3-2 to Rangers, but you still think to yourself, Standard will still create a couple of things, they'll still be piling people forward, but again, none really came from them, because it was our show from that moment, the second McGregor made that save, because everyone just bounced right up to here and they were excellent, and it was actually us putting pressure on their goalie. It was their goalie needing to make save after save after save, and he really started to piss me off, I'm going to be brutally honest, because firstly, a fantastic free kick from Barisic. It looks all, I still didn't understand how the goalie saved it now. In my head, he scored that because he can't hit that any sweeter, but somehow the goalie gets all the way over to the other side and gets a strong enough hand on it to tip onto the bar to get it to go over, and you think to yourself, come on, man. He ends up making another save in the 81st minute versus a Connor Goldson header that looks destined for the net again. Well, he wasn't actually done and dusted right there, because a couple minutes after that fantastic save, Kamaru is one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He literally runs by himself from the area he scored in the last game from Standard. 53 yards out, he runs 52 yards all the way into the box till he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Now, to be fair, I didn't think it's a very good finish with Kamaru, but again, the goalkeeper is there, big when he needed it. Didn't get conned into coming out so he could run by him. Waited, forced Roof to do something special. He couldn't, and the big man's there to make another save, and you're thinking, this is one of these days where the goalie has a world day and they're going to come back and hit us with a sucker punch. We've seen it far too many times, but credit where credit's due, ladies and gentlemen. Rangers didn't give them a sniff for the rest of the game. Everyone defended well, everyone saw it the game. You still had Ryan Kent making runs in the 92nd minute to go ahead and win the game. I thought Cedric Itten came on and played very well as well, winning a couple of aerial duels, winning a couple of battles to shield the ball, and that was it. There was no holy crap nippy bum time moment. Rangers were mature, saw the game out and made sure they were still top and qualifying. We're game to spare. And with that being said, that's us all done and dusted with today's video. Now it's time for me to hand the reins over to you guys, and I want to know what your thoughts and opinions are on the game and the Europa League journey so far. Make sure you get involved down there in the comment section below, and if you do, I will be speaking to you very, very shortly, unless this video goes up at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Then I'll see most of these in the actual morning. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next video. All the best, and bye.